Next, we are given the equation of our parabola, and we have to come up with information about it, such as the vertex, the focus, and the equation of the directrix, and then sketch the graph. So we are going to identify this parabola as a graph that opens to the right. And the reason I know it opens to the right is that the y is squared, and it's a positive 8x. And those two pieces of information put together tell you that it opens to the right. The y is squared, and it's equal to a positive 8x. That means opens to the right. Check your formula sheet. You'll see that that's how we know. The general form of a graph that opens to the right, according to the formula sheet, looks like this, right? And so from here, I see automatically that there is no y minus a number or x minus a number. And so the h and the k values are going to be zeros. And that's your vertex. That's my vertex. Call it V for vertex. All right, so that's the first piece of information. We needed to know the focus and the directrix. So let's start with the focus. This 4A, you know what, let me highlight it. 4A is in the position of the value 8, okay? So the 4A and the 8 are in the exact same spot. Therefore, 4A equals 8. 4A is equal to the 8. That means A is 2. Now, if A is 2, A is the distance from the vertex to the focus point. So here's what's going on so far. Your graph shows your vertex at the origin. We know it's got to open to the right, so just go ahead and make that happen. And your focus is inside that parabola, right? Well, now we just learned that that focus point is 2 units from the vertex. The distance from the vertex to the focus point is 2. Can that allow you to write the equation, or not the equation, can you write the ordered pair for your focus point? So your focus point is 2 units directly to the right of the vertex. So the vertex is at 0, 0. Your focus needs to be at 2, 0. Double check, see if that makes sense. And then your directrix line is back here on the other side of the vertex. And that has equation x equals -2 because the directrix is 2 units from the vertex. But this time it's going to the left. So that places you at -2. And those were the 3 pieces that we needed to identify, and then the sketch. The sketch is not to scale, but it's good enough. All right, how about this equation? X squared equals -4y. Now, this is an x squared setup. X squareds either open up or down. Because it's equal to a -4y, that tells you to go down with it. So we're going to say this opens down. And we can see automatically that the vertex is at 0, 0 for the same reason as above. So start your sketch with what you know. Vertex right there at the origin opens down. That focus point somewhere down here. Somewhere on the y-axis down below. All right, so the general form of my parabola is something like x minus h squared equals -4a y minus k, okay? But we know that h and k are 0 and 0. That doesn't really matter. What I'm looking at right now is that the -4a is in the same position as the -4, which tells you -4a is the same thing as -4, and that allows you to find a. A is equal to 1. And since we know a is 1, that tells you the ordered pair for the focus. The focus, if you see where it was up on your graph, is directly below the vertex which has the ordered pair now 0, comma, negative 1. The distance down is 1 unit down. Okay, A is always going to be a positive quantity because A is always measuring a distance, but depending on which way you move, it could be a positive number in your ordered pair or a negative number in the ordered pair. The directrix is on the opposite side. Again, that's 1 unit up, and so the directrix has equation, let's see, it passes the y-axis, so y is equal to 1. 42, a little bit more interesting now, isn't it? We have an x that is squared, and it's equal to a positive quantity. So this is fitting the general form, x minus h squared equals 4a times y minus k. According to your formula sheet, it kind of matches that whole scenario. Now we see the vertex, which is hk, has ordered pair negative 4, negative 2. Now, I want you to pay attention that the general form for the vertex, the parabola rather, is x minus h, y minus k. So think of those minus signs as opposites. Opposite of the number that you see in the actual equation. Opposite of 4 is negative 4. The opposite of 2 is negative 2. And those are the numbers that you use for h and k. Also, you could think of it as x minus negative 4 equals 16, y minus negative 2. And that way you see that the negative 4 and the negative 2 are your h and your k. So however you want to think of it, either just use the opposite of the value that's there or think of it as a double negative that makes a positive, whatever works better for you. The 16 is in the same position as the 4a. That's going to allow you to figure out that if 16 equals 4a, then a must be 4, right? Because 4 times 4 equals 16. Now I'm going to start my sketch with my vertex at negative 4, negative 2. I know that it's going to open, I haven't said that. Which way is it going to open? Since x is squared and it's equal to a positive quantity, that means I want to go open up. Okay, open up with that graph. All right, A is equal to 4. That means that the distance from the vertex up to the focus is 4 units. Up to the focus is 4 units. So from the vertex, count up 4, and where do you land? Go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I land at negative 4, positive 2. So my focus has the ordered pair negative 4 and then up to 2. That's where your focus would be. And your directrix, finally, is going to be 4 units the opposite way. 1, 2, 3, 4 more down. There's your directrix line that has equation y equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, negative 6. Negative 6.